Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Toby Schnars, and today I'm going to give you a quick overview of the brand new CAD Education STEM CTE learning platform called cadpractice.com. This is a new platform that we've developed to help you save time as an educator and to help keep your students more engaged. So in this video, I'm just going to give you a quick overview, show you some of the ways that I think this platform might be able to help you in the upcoming semester. But if you do have any follow-up questions, please let me know. You can email me, toby@cadpractice.com. So let's get into it here. As a student, what the students can expect to see here is a library of 2D to 3D CAD challenges. Now, these are organized by difficulty level. So you can see here that if you have students that are just getting started in the world of 3D CAD, they could start out here at maybe level 1. Most of these models only take one sketch to complete, and then they can work their way up to level 2, level 3. And then if you've got experienced CAD users in your classroom, you could jump into level 4 or level 5 and challenge them with some of these more difficult challenges. I know that a lot of times in a CAD environment, you've got students that are at different levels, and this will hopefully allow your more advanced students to stay engaged and kind of keep working and not get bored while you work with the newer students and kind of help them build their skills up. Now, each of these challenges is organized and tagged with some competency-based learning type skills. So for example, this model here only requires the student to know how to do an extrude. They can just draw 2 circles and extrude, and boom, they've got that drill bushing. But this model here, this hex hot pad, requires quite a few more skills. You need to know how to extrude, how to work with multi-body, how to do patterns, and also how to work with thin walls and shell. And so what we've done is we've assigned those competency skills to be mapped to points that you can earn as you're going through and doing these challenges. And so that way, when you get to level 5, it's almost like you're fighting more difficult bosses in the video game of 3D CAD. You can earn more points for taking down those more difficult challenges. Now, those points go into a competency matrix. You can see it's here under my stats. So far, Emma has earned 20 points in the extrude competency, 5 points in the 3D print competency, and 5 points in the symmetry competency. And the idea here is that as the users go through the library, their goal is to get to 100 points for all 12 of these CAD competencies. If they do that, they actually earn a special achievement here, the CAD Skills Expert achievement, for earning 100 points in all 12 of those competencies. So that's kind of what the idea of the library is. The idea of the library is the users kind of start out here at this lower level, work their way up, and they earn points along the way. Those points get them onto a leaderboard here. And what's nice about this leaderboard is that it shows you all the users from around the world, but it also shows you just the users in your classroom. And this really helps to drive engagement amongst the students because they're not just competing with some stranger from around the world, they're competing with people that they actually know in their classroom. Now, the other type of leaderboard that we have is we've got a speed modeling leaderboard underneath each challenge. And this also really helps to drive engagement amongst the students. So here you can see the speed modeling leaderboard from the entire world, but we also see here that we have a speed modeling leaderboard just for my class. And that way the students can kind of try to one-up each other and see who can model this thing faster. And they're always kind of going back and re-engaging with these models. The other thing that really helps with engagement is that the students get immediate feedback regarding the accuracy of their answer. So when the student is going through and trying to model up this part, you can see the question is, what is the mass in XX grams? Well, if the student gets in here and answers this incorrectly, let's say the student types in 25 grams here and presses enter, they immediately get feedback from the app that says that this is incorrect. And this allows the student to kind of go through and do their own troubleshooting, be their own first line of defense. They don't have to submit the model to you and then wait for you to grade it and then get it back to them. But instead, they can right away start going through the drawing and looking at their model and saying, oh, I made this dimension here 10 instead of 8. I need to change that to 8 and then try to submit my answer again. It also frees you up as the educator because maybe you're not answering as many questions from the students and you're kind of letting them iterate and try to troubleshoot and get through their questions on their own. So that is the idea of instant feedback. And really, that's one of the biggest things that we've seen to drive engagement amongst the students. So now that you've seen kind of what this thing looks like from the student point of view, let's take a look at what this looks like from the educator point of view, because this student, Emma Brown, belongs to a class. She belongs to Mr. Bradley's first period, CAD and CAM. So when Mr. Bradley logs in and creates a new account and says that he's going to be an educator, this is the view that he's going to get. He's going to get these tabs here: progress, grid, assignments, seat management. See, Mr. Bradley doesn't have access to that library of CAD challenges, but Mr. Bradley could always say student view and get in there and start doing those challenges. Because if you as an educator are like me, you still love doing 3D CAD and you probably want to get in here and get your hands dirty and do some of these challenges too. And you absolutely can here by logging in as an educator and then choosing this button here for student view. But as an educator, the most important tabs to you are going to be this one here, the progress grid, and this one here, the tab for assignments. So after you create assignments for your students, those assignments are going to land here on this progress grid, and those assignments are going to give you feedback indicating whether or not the assignment was done and whether or not the student struggled with the assignment. So for example, this one here, phone stand 01, Avery, one of the students in the class, did not finish that assignment. So he tried it, but then ended up quitting. On the other hand, you can see here Nikola Tesla, another student in the class, didn't even try the challenge. So he's not even engaging at all, not even trying. So then we could go into one of these dots here, like I'll click on this dot here for Emma, and we'll see her progress on this challenge. So it looks like Emma actually struggled to get this answer correct. She got it incorrect once, incorrect twice, and then got the answer correct the third time. And so that gives you a really nice overview, kind of an overview of the entire class. Let's say the average number of points from the entire class is 50 points. Well, you could see here that this student is kind of right on track. These students here are maybe falling behind, and then these students down here are really excelling. This one here, 980 points. That's actually the Too Tall Toby account. And that's the account that I use to go through and make tutorials for most of these challenges. So that's why it's got so many points. And yes, most of the challenges do have tutorial videos listed right underneath the challenge. So if your students get stuck, they might not need to contact you. They might be able to go through and watch the tutorial and use that to get unstuck as well. Finally, when it comes to the assignments tab here, we see a library very similar to the library on the student page. But what's different about this library is the educator is able to assign challenges to the students. So for example, if next week you're going to be doing a lot of sheet metal types of challenges or sheet metal type of training, you could choose this challenge here and this challenge here, the SM side plate and the SM tab stop. You could say these are going to be due by Friday, and you could say assign. And now those challenges are going to land here on the progress grid. So here's the SM side plate, and then on the next page here, the SM tab stop. But those challenges are also going to show up here for the student. So if I go back here to Emma Brown, we can see here that for Emma Brown, we can click in here to My Classes, and here we see the list of assignments that are due for Emma Brown. So currently what's due is the donut, which is a revolve model, the SM tab stop, which is sheet metal, and the SM side plate, which is sheet metal. So now if Emma wants to do these challenges, all she has to do is log into the platform, and then once she logs in, click class, click in here to Mr. Bradley's class, and then click on one of these challenges, and it'll take her right to that challenge so that she can go through and start doing that challenge. If she tries it and can't get through it and gets stuck, she could always scroll down here and take a look at these tutorial videos. And even if you're using a different CAD system, like this tutorial is in Onshape, even if you're using Fusion or if you're using FreeCAD, you could probably still watch this tutorial and use it to get unstuck. A lot of times just seeing kind of what the workflow is all you really need to realize, like, oh, okay, that's the command I should be using there. So that's an overview of cadpractice.com, and I hope that you found that insightful. I've got a bunch of additional videos here in the playlist where I go into more detail on some of the different nuances of the platform, but I wanted to just say thank you so much for your attention and watching this, and thank you especially for being a CAD educator. It's so important that we teach the next generation of engineers and of 3D printers how to use these skills, and I just really appreciate you as an educator for taking on that challenge. I know it can be challenging at times, and hopefully maybe this cadpractice.com platform will make it a little bit less challenging, or at least alleviate some of the stresses that you run into in your job. So thank you again so much for helping the next generation. Let us know if you have any questions, toby@cadpractice.com. Let us know if you want to set up a one-on-one meeting. We can talk more about how this might work for you and for your team. Oh, and I almost forgot the most important part. This platform does start out totally for free. You can set up as a student and do challenges 1, 2, and 3. You can also set up as an educator and do challenges 1, 2, and 3 and assign those to your class. You can create a class and assign those challenges to your class with a totally free account. So if you want to get in there and try it for free, you can absolutely do that. And hopefully this will be a good fit for you and for your classes in the upcoming semester. All right, thanks everybody. See you in the next video.